A little while back, Algoriddim added a feature to its Djay software, which really surprised everyone who used it as to how good it was. It was beat gridding that actually worked. You synced your tracks, and whether the tracks were disco, rock, whether they had variable beat grids, a real drummer, they were just old warped vinyl you'd ripped, whatever, those grids were bang on, to the point where you could just trust it. The first time you could ever just trust software to do that for you. As I say, everyone who's used that praises it, and no other DJ software comes close. Rekordbox has got a reasonable attempt at it, but honestly, it's not in the same ballpark. But today, VirtualDJ has announced that it has added a similar feature. It's also added several other features to its software, including a pretty cool AI video looping thing where you can just say, you know, give me some aliens dancing in front of a open fire, and bang, they're on your screens, right? It's pretty cool. But this is about the beat gridding. This is about their attempt to do something which I think is the most useful feature of all the ones they've announced in today's update. So if you want to see all those features, they're written up in the news article that's linked underneath if you want to know what else is in it. But in this video, we're going to concentrate on the beat gridding. Let's just have a look at two tracks, two classic kind of disco tracks that you might struggle with. Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire and Good Times by Chic. And this is inside VirtualDJ, analysed the old way. So on the left-hand side here, we have Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire. If I go to the very beginning of the track here, we can see that right from the very start, we're all over the place with the beat grid on this track. Let's have a little listen to it from the beginning. So there's the beat. And if you're not really clear about where the beat is, let's just move on to a bit where there really is a beat, where the disco beat properly starts. That's the first beat of the bar there, where the vocal says groove and where the drummer begins, right? And as you can see, we are miles away from any meaningful beat. Actually, the bar marker is this fatter one here, right? So it's a slightly fatter line there, right? That means the beginning of a bar. So actually we're not too far out, but we're far enough out to that can completely throw any beat mix. On the Good Times Chic song, you can see already, look here, I've just gone in somewhere in the middle of it. You can see that here, these beats are not lining up with the bar markers. So these are the bar markers and these are the beats. So there. So you can see the beats, there's one there, but the actual marker is there. So look, this is just not working, and that's nothing wrong with that insofar as that's the way beat grids have always been. You can go through the track, meticulously changing them yourself every time the drummer slows down or speeds up. We've all been there. It's not a useful way of doing it. It's certainly not a good use of your time. Back in the day, there were services that would do that for you. You could literally say beat grid my tracks and they would. But anyway, there's a new version in this. You have to go into the beat grid editor. So if I go into, say for instance, Good Times, right click on it and go to analyze for BPMs, etc. It won't do what we want it to do. We have to go into the BPM editor. So once we're in the BPM editor, we have this new option here called Variable. This has got beta in small letters on it. So this is different to the way it's analysed it. The way it has analysed it is a stable BPM, assuming exactly the same BPM all the way through. If I click on Variable, it will now analyse the song at the variable BPM where it looks at every beat. I've already done this one, which is why it immediately came up with a slightly different look. So if you take a look closely, you can see it's got this kind of blue line here. And this is saying that the BPM has been analysed all the way through. And here we don't have that blue line. So with variable BPM, you should be able to see at the top, if I flip between the two, keep an eye on the waveform at the top, that BPM is moving. So I'll put it on variable BPM now. Bang on the beat. Let's have a look through the track. Let's go to somewhere random in the middle like I did before. That's the beginning of a bar. You can see it's got the slightly thicker line saying it's the beginning of a bar. Beat 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all bang on. Let's just move through. Yep, it's got that absolutely bang on. So top marks there. It's done a good job of that. Let's have a look at the other one then for completion's sake, which is Earth, Wind & Fire's Let's Groove. Again, I've already done this one, so it should come up with it immediately. bang, there we go. We've got that blue line. And again, we'll flip between the two just so you can see the BPM changing on the waveform at the very, very top of your screen. Okay, so let's have a look then at the very beginning of that track and see if it's got that downbeat in the right place. It looks certainly like it has. Yep, and if we go through the track, I just randomly jump to the middle. Yep, that's bang on. That looks a bit off actually, just there. There's a bit of a double kick there, but look, more or less this seems to have it bang on. However, there are other tracks that I did found tripped this up. And in truth, the parts that tripped it up are kind of the parts that you wouldn't beat mix anyway, like Dex's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, and the Clash's Should I Stay or Should I Go? But it wasn't getting that downbeat right. So in other words, it was misguessing the bars. So look, it says beta in the software there. That's one thing I think they need to improve here. However, it is a really big improvement on what was there before, but you do need to go into that BPM editor to find it. As far as I can tell, there might be another way. I couldn't find any instructions as to how to do this officially. It's only literally just come out this second. But let me know what you think. Have you tried it? Does it work? Does it not work? What do you think of the other new features? Let me know underneath. I'd love to hear. And finally, they've added another little Easter egg. Listen to this. Unlike some competitors, this has been made with pro DJs in mind. Professional DJs who want to mix without the sync button can engage the BPM Stabilizer, unlock any variable track to the current BPM and steady it during the transition so it can be pitched and nudged manually and will stay in sync with the other deck. Which seems a bit weird. If you're a manual beat mixing DJ, do you really want your software to be helping you? Surely the point of turning the sync button off is you're being a purist. But hey, who am I to comment on that? Again, do let me know your thoughts underneath. But this has been a very, very quick demo and a quick look at the new Fluid or Flexible or AI, whatever you want to call it, far more reliable beat gridding in VirtualDJ 2026 that has been added literally today at the time of recording this video. If you've watched this video all the way to here and you thought this is all interesting, but I've not got a clue what this dude's talking about, you need a copy of this. Everything about the way DJing is done today is in our book, Rock the Dance Floor, the best-selling book on Amazon on how to DJ with modern equipment. You can have a copy of this for nothing. All you need to do is click on that URL there, which is underneath the video, or just scan the QR code. Come and sign up as our latest free member to Digital DJ Tips. And as a thank you, I'll give you a copy of this book. So can't say more than that from your favorite DJ school. Till next time then, get good, get out there, make the moment. See you soon. Bye for now.